All right, so I wanted to take you through this video just to go through this acquisition funnel breakdown in a little bit more detail, and obviously talk about True Classic and just the performance that they have, their growth, how they've done it, and basically how you can apply their strategies to your own brand. So this document is pretty long, but I'm going to quickly go through it. Also take a look at some of their existing ads, and as you can see, they've got 4,100 ads. So they really are a brand that you should look at in terms of their performance and just how that they have actually grown through Meta. And yeah, they're just a great case study to look at and try and apply learnings to your own brand. So a little bit of an introduction on True Classic. So they're, a rapidly growing brand. They've reached a $700 million valuation within just 2 years. And yeah, their rise kind of highlights how they've effectively tapped into the men's clothing market, particularly focusing on t-shirts that fit really well and that are affordable for people. Now, they operate and sell in the US as well as a bunch of other countries across the world. So they've really performed well in the US and then scaled to different countries as they grew. So the CEO, Ryan Bartlett, has done a bunch of interviews where he's talked about their growth, different strategies that they've used, and he's also mentioned that Facebook is a core growth channel for them. So he's mentioned in the past that they spend around 100K per day on Meta alone, and that's about 70% of their entire marketing budget. So you can see that Meta really still is, even with the rise of TikTok, Meta is still a main driver of profitability, a main driver of growth and sales for even the top performing brands. So yeah, they rely on paid social for their growth, but everyone knows that they've done it right and that they're really kind of strategizing their paid ads, their creative strategy, in a way that serves them and in a way that other brands should follow, really. So they're also an excellent example of a brand that has mastered first order profitability. So they've got really efficient ad spend, and right now they're actually spending over 200K per day, according to the CEO, and they're consistently achieving a 2x return on ad spend. So this means that they're quickly able to recoup their marketing investment, make profit on the first purchase, which is something that's not easy to do, especially at scale with ecom. But their ad strategies laser focused. They're driving initial customer purchases profitably, and then they obviously have a retention strategy in place that kind of continues to make customers more and more profitable over their customer lifetimes. So key marketing strategies. What separates True Classic from smaller brands and brands that I'll often audit or I'll audit their Facebook ad accounts and their creative strategies is that they have a deep understanding of their core ideal customer profile, their pain points, struggles, desires. Who is this ideal customer profile? Well, it's men aged between 25 and 45 who have kind of fit challenges with their clothing. They're looking for kind of casual style options and different things like that. But the thing that they do really well is they don't focus all of their efforts on just reaching this ICP kind of broadly. They are constantly, from looking at their ad account, they're constantly searching for new customer profiles that are related to their ICP, or maybe they're kind of segments of their ICP, because this is a pretty large ICP. But when you segment it down, or when you look to market to an audience that's related to that ICP but is different, then you need to change your marketing messaging, and you just need to basically market to them appropriately, really. So some examples of completely different creatives and completely different customer profiles that they're marketing to are these creative examples below here. So while the kind of features, the advantages, the benefits of their products that they mention in these videos are very similar for each of these videos, it's the messaging and the scenes that are drastically different, and that's what allows them to target these different segments or these related ICPs or related groups to their ICP, but keep using different videos. So for example, with this video, it's targeted towards more muscular men who struggle to find decent fitting, comfortable tees. And if we play it here, it's basically just, you know, a muscular guy showing how the True Classic tee fits them. Same features, advantages, and benefits that you'll see through the rest of these videos. So, you know, fit on the arms, enhances your chest, gets rid of kind of your dad bod kind of look or your belly. But obviously it's marketed towards kind of those kind of gym guys that you'll obviously see. Then we see kind of this video it's more angled towards dads who have, you know, the stereotypical dad bod, and they want a t-shirt that can, you know, hide or maybe accentuate their dad bod in a way that's obviously attractive or positive for them. So again, it's a completely different customer profile to this video, but it's a huge customer profile that works really well for True Classic, obviously. But again, the features, advantages, benefits are very, very similar. So the fit, unique color, show off your muscles and your arms with some room so that it accentuates your body, etc. Then we have a completely different customer profile here. So it's women looking for the perfect gift for their husband or partner. Now, obviously the end user of this product is going to be kind of the same customer profile, which is men aged between 25 and 45 with fit challenges. But this video is marketed towards women with partners, husbands, significant others, anything like that.
Three gifts.
It's the same features, advantages, benefits that are listed, just in a way that's marketed towards gifting to your husband or your significant other. And then finally, another kind of customer profile or an audience that they're marketing towards here is men who are looking for clothing that will give them more attention from females. So maybe they're single, or maybe they want just a little bit more attention from their own partner. And this is a video that's doing that. So when you look at this, again, it's the same features, advantages, benefits that are being mentioned, enhancing your chest and arms, comparing how, you know, other t-shirts show your belly or are too loose. All of these features, advantages, benefits, they're all mentioned in these other videos as well, but it's just the angle and the messaging that they're using is targeted towards a slightly different audience. Okay, so yeah, basically True Classic can effectively market towards multiple different customer segments, but the way they do this is they just systematically test, source different creatives with different angles that are slightly angled towards marketing to different customer segments. I've even seen some of their creatives are marketed towards construction workers. So they're just trying to get, you know, new buckets of people that will begin purchasing their products, mention them to their friends, whatever like that. But kind of some tips for your own brand is, you know, you need to consistently search for new winning angles, new customer segments, new messaging, and just always be willing to test new ideas, angles, or frameworks, and basically just run it in your ad account and let the market decide whether it's actually successful or not. If you try a particular angle or a particular marketing towards a particular angle or a particular customer segment, you know, 2 or 3 times and it doesn't work, then look, then the market's kind of determined that, you know, you don't really have product market fit for that customer segment, and you can move on. But always be willing to test it, even if it's something that you don't think is really that in line with your traditional customer profile. So the other thing that True Classic have done after they've kind of mastered targeting is they've mastered the art of catering and creating ad creatives for every stage of awareness in their funnel. So for people who have never heard of the brand, who are completely unaware, to those who have already made a purchase and are just going to purchase again, or just they're ready to make a purchase, they basically guide those customers through the entire customer journey by building interest and trust at every stage of awareness that they have. So this full funnel approach is basically a key driver on why they've actually done $250 million in sales. So their ability to meet their target audience where they are in the awareness spectrum that you see here is probably the most crucial aspect to their profitability. And this is the kind of messaging that they're using, as you can see here. So for each stage, from people who are completely unaware of the brand to the people that are most aware of the brand, the messaging is tailored slightly in each of their creatives, and they cater for each of these levels throughout their creatives. So when you understand and market towards each of these stages, it's just really, really useful for maximizing your sales, because you're basically covering every angle, every stage of awareness that some people might have, and just moving them further and further down the funnel. So for your own brand, some advice is just regularly reviewing these 5 stages, looking at your own creatives and making sure that they align with each of those stages will allow you to maintain a diverse kind of creative portfolio, but also keep your ads relevant and actually keep them effective at actually moving customers from unaware to purchase ready. So since the majority of your audience will sit in the earlier stages, because obviously people who are unaware of your brand, that's a larger audience. People who are aware of their problems but not particularly aware of a solution, that's a huge audience. Most of your ad spend should go towards these stages. So your media buying and creative strategy should be tailored to capture those people at the beginning and really just, put more of your ad spend towards those stages. But you still need to cater for the rest of the stages in your creatives, in your media buying strategy as well. So take a look at those stages, take a look at your media buying strategy in terms of your setup and targeting. Make sure that you're targeting each of these stages effectively from top of funnel all the way down to bottom of funnel. And then make sure that your creatives that you're using are actually moving people and catering for each of these stages here as well. In terms of their creative breakdown, so they've got a really diverse mix of creative formats for their ads. They obviously understand that different formats appeal to different audiences and just different stages of the funnel, but a breakdown of their creative formats and how they use them is here. So 60% of their creatives are videos, 7% are images, 2% are carousel ads, and then 31% are dynamic product ads, which are similar to carousel ads, but obviously these are tailored to the individual user and what they're actually looking at. This is quite high, I would say, but again, with a clothing brand, people will look at a bunch of different options on the store. They might jump back out, continue browsing their social media, and in a couple of days they'll be served a DPA ad, especially if you're a larger catalog, and they can also browse again there. But what they're being shown is the products that they were recently looking at first. So I think that's why this is so high, but it's obviously effective for them. In terms of using different frameworks for these creative formats, they test different static frameworks. They also test different UGC frameworks. They even have really high production video frameworks as well that they test, but all of them are, different frameworks, and they're willing to kind of test almost anything basically. So they use kind of relatable messaging like this airdrop static creative here. They also do competitor comparisons with UGC a lot that you'll see, like this video here. Again, this is a type of framework that they'll use throughout their UGC, even just as individual scenes as well. But it works really, really well for them because they can obviously highlight, how their tees are a better fit, their pants are a better fit in comparison to, your traditional box tees or anything like that. And then they're also willing to test, funny angles like this. So, saying things like he's gone from a 6 to 10 in terms of the Zaddy scale. They seem to be using that a lot, which seems to work well for them. But the fact is they're willing to test funny visuals like this. It doesn't work for every brand, and it might not align with your kind of brand tone and everything like that, but just being willing to try things like this, it doesn't have to be to this extent, and try funny hooks and different angles is always a positive, and you're more likely to find winners. But in terms of creatives that they use at each stage. I'm just going to take you through each of the stages quickly, what they are and how the creatives differ from stage to stage for True Classic. So the unaware stage and the unaware audience, this audience is top of funnel. They're people who don't know about your brand, they don't know about your product. Some of them might not even actually know that they have a problem that they should get solved. So some people will wear those box tees or wear tees that are too tight on them or make them look terrible, and they don't even realize. They struggle every day, but they don't actually realize it's a problem. These people aren't actively seeking solutions, so they're not really as responsive to direct sales messages. But the goal here is just to make them aware of a problem, kind of create curiosity, and just introduce them to a broader concept that kind of connects your product or service to their problem, and without kind of directly selling or requesting them to purchase. Stories, entertainment style creatives, a lot of UGC creatives work really well here as well. But examples of creatives that True Classic are running is this one here. So the target is men who aren't happy with their wardrobes. The angle is being able to shop for all your clothes in the one place. And it's just a kind of basic framework here. It's just a guy sliding across the floor and saying, I just upgraded my whole wardrobe with this one brand. So again, they're testing those kind of viral hooks here just to catch people's attention. This ad ran for a decent amount of time, so it obviously works well for them. But yeah, again, it's top of funnel. It's very, very basic, just introducing people who maybe have never heard of True Classic to the brand and the idea that they can get their whole wardrobe from the one store. So that's a problem that people might not realize that they have, but then they might think, okay, I do hate shopping around, so this would be a perfect store for me. And then they're aware of the brand, they'll go and click. This one is angled towards women shopping for their partners or men who just need better fitting t-shirts. So they're emphasizing the transformation in fit, style and comfort with True Classics for their partner. And it's a partner testimonial mashup. So if we look at it here, it's just showing a bunch of different partners talking about them getting True Classics products for their partners. So yeah, and then you see partners happy with it, talking about the fit. Again, the features, advantages, benefits are the same and mentioned here, and here's a breakdown of the structure. The problem aware audience, they know they have an audience, or they know how they have a problem, but they're not really aware that, number one, your brand or your product or your service is the solution. They might be kind of researching or thinking about the issue, but they haven't actually explored or solutions that deeply. So the goal here is to make them aware that there are solutions available and that your product or service could be the answer. So you need to position your product as a potential fix for their problem without going in for a hard sell. This can be done with educational content, those comparison style videos, before and after style videos, just showing how your product solves a common pain point, because they know and they understand their problem or their pain point. So ads in this stage are usually targeted to people who have shown some interest in the category, either through engagement on social media, website visits, or just interest-based targeting. But some creatives that are used by True Classic here is the kind of traditional 3 gifts to get your husband that's impossible to shop for. So this is targeting women who are shopping for hard to buy husbands who need better fitting clothes. They're offering solutions for common fit, comfort issues that traditional men's shirts have, that jeans and dress shirts have as well. And then they're using the 3 gift solution framework. So here's a breakdown of it, and then just to show you what they're going through in it. They're just showing 3 gifts to get your husband, and then it just moves into basically touching on the pain point that people have, and then suggesting that this gift is the perfect gift for them, you know. So again, marketed towards women, but also marketed towards men, because it's showing a man standing there getting more attention from his partner. Then we have another kind of hook here that's a bit of a viral type hook that is quite popular at the moment. It'll probably die out eventually, to be honest, or maybe it has even now, but this is targeted towards men who sweat often and are seeking better performing clothing. So it's more in line with their athletic range, but they're basically promoting, you know, moisture wicking fabric, faster drying, comfort, and it's basically just a standard problem solution. So it's introducing the problem with, do you sweat a lot? Me too. And then making it relatable, and then obviously presenting their true class of activewear as the solution. So really, really simple, creative, 11 seconds. It ran for a pretty long time as well. So it's obviously a performer. The solution aware stage of awareness. So, you know, this audience knows that there are solutions available for their problems. They're actively considering these solutions, but they may not yet know why they should purchase one solution, one product over the other. And they're basically comparing options at this stage. So the goal here is to basically show your product to be the best solution available for them. So you want to emphasize the unique selling points of it, unique benefits, differentiators from other brands. So, you know, maybe it's the fabric, maybe it's the fit, maybe you show us versus them style creatives here as well. But it really, you know, at this stage you need to differentiate your solution from others, because people are considering various solutions at this stage. So examples of creatives here are
3 reasons why
this creative, 3 reasons why you need thick thighs. If you have thick thighs, why you need true classic jeans. It's obviously targeted towards men with thick thighs. And it's basically emphasizing comfort, stretch, and fit, which is addressing a really common jeans issue that guys have. And again, it's simple framework, 3 reasons why. And yeah, it's marketed really well, shows their offers as well, all in the one creative. So that is a really, really good solution aware creative. Then a static example here is targeted towards, or well, it's kind of a GIF style example, but it's targeted towards men trying to find a well-fitting t-shirt, but they're still searching for the right one. So this is highlighting fit, comfort, focusing on flattering features, chest and arms, added comfort, etc. And it's basically using a kind of features point out style static, but a bunch of them are shown together, and then just the headline, don't stress, impress her with this great fitting tee. So it's also tying into, you know, that aspiration for people to get more, men to get more attention off their significant other, or off the opposite sex that they'd like to get. So the product aware stage. So this audience knows about your product, they know about the benefits, but they just haven't made a decision yet. So they've went through all of these stages, but the goal here is, you know, you need to give them a couple of nudges just to push them towards making a purchase. You can try and handle different objections that they have, different concerns that they might have, and just reinforce the value of your product, and show here in this section a lot of social proof, highlights specific features, benefits in a really kind of quick way. So these 2 creatives here that we can see is, the first is men familiar with True Classic. So there isn't actually a lot in this creative, but what they do is they show that, you know, they have various different colors. They show the brand name, because people will have heard of the brand by now if they went through these stages, and obviously show the fit. Very simple creative. You'll see that as you move down through these stages, the creatives get more and more simple, or less and less complex, because people understand the brand. They've went through all of the stages before. And yeah, this one targeted towards men familiar with True Classic. It's highlighting the fit, the color, the variety, And yeah, it's just simple product display with a lifestyle image beside it. This one here is targeted towards men who are familiar with True Classic, but they may not know about their activewear line. So maybe people have purchased a regular True Classic t-shirt before, but now they're seeing a guy in True Classic clothing, but he's being active, kind of doing a gym session or a gym exercise. Then they just really simply highlight features, advantages, benefits with just a couple of words and icons like this. So odor control, quick dry, moisture wicking, and anti microbial, and yeah, shop activewear, and just the logo. So you're catering for all of the people who are aware of your products, maybe the people who have shopped with True Classic before for non-activewear, and you're introducing the activewear section to them. And then the most aware audience, so this audience is people who are really familiar with your product, they're really familiar with the benefits, and how it kind of fits their needs. They may have already purchased from you before, or they're on the verge of making a purchase. But the goal here is just to drive a direct response, whether it's a purchase, a repeat purchase, or an upsell, and just deliver really highly personalized ads or direct offers to them. You want to really kind of sell here in terms of leveraging urgency, so discounts, flash sales, rewards, everything like that, bundles, just to basically make them take action straight away. And like a lot of your dynamic product ads will be to your most aware audience, because it's showing them exactly what they've looked at before, something that they're really, really interested in. They're really hot in terms of their propensity to purchase. And yeah, examples of these creatives obviously is your dynamic product ad, existing customers is the target, or those familiar with True Classic who are ready to make a purchase. So again, this would differ based on what you were looking at on the website, but just really simple creatives, also showing an offer, get up to 55% off, just to increase that click-through rate as well. And then showing this style of creative to True Classic fans, or those who are ready to purchase, promoting a sale. So they're promoting a 50% off sale, select packs, but they're also taking advantage of PR that they've gotten in the past. So they've gotten mentioned in Men's Health with the quote, some of the best t-shirts on the market. And it's just kind of showing this PR style creative framework where it looks like a Men's Health ad or a Men's Health article. And they're basically just leveraging that social proof that they have from Men's Health in the past. But yeah, to kind of conclude, True Classic's ad strategy is really a masterclass in scaling D2C brands using paid media, audience segmentation, and creative testing. So by understanding your core ICP and just consistently testing new angles, new messaging, True Classic have done this, and they've scaled their business to 250 million in sales, and they're a 750 million valuation in just 2 years alone. So key takeaways from this: consistent creative testing and a full funnel approach catering for all those stages of your customer awareness funnel is basically going to just drive your profitability, but also just drive your growth, and get more and more people into your brand, and over time you'll become more and more profitable as well. So they don't just focus on one audience or one message. They adapt their strategies. They can consistently look for new audiences, new customer profiles that they can sell and that they can market to, just ensuring steady growth and obviously expanding their market, and just repeating these steps when they expand to new countries as well. So for your own ads, and for your own brand, if you want to replicate their success, all you have to do is know your audience deeply, tailor your messaging for every stage of the customer awareness funnel, and yeah, always test new angles and creatives, and try and apply this to your own brand, but just at a smaller, more pulled back strategy and stage, where you've got less ad spend, obviously less creative input and new creatives being added to your strategy. But again, it's something that you need to be consistently doing if you're going to be able to cater for higher ad spends, when you move towards 50k months, 100k months, for example. So if you'd like a audit of your own brand, then just let me know. You can book a strategy session with me. I'll basically go through your whole ad account in terms of your media buying strategy and obviously your creative strategy as well, similar to how I've done here. And yeah, basically give you the kind of tips that you need to basically start working towards, scaling like True Classic do, and getting a creative strategy and a paid strategy in place that will allow you to actually scale effectively and profitably, of course. So book a strategy session with me if you'd like. And yeah, hopefully you enjoyed this video. Hopefully you got some value from it. And if you've any questions, then let me know.